You're listening to Java with Jimmy.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Thursday, October 24th, 2024, and you are in the Java Cafe this morning. Today is Thursday. It's my Friday, so I'm kind of excited if I can just get this hat together. I'm excited to be here this morning. I'm also excited to bring to your attention this morning a young lady that started an entity that moves in the space of equity around bioscience and life science. And she is the CEO and founder of the Beautiful Way Foundation. And so we're going to bring her in a second. Just before we do that, I'm just going to go in this morning and say good morning to folks that are in the room. Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Mama Java, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Javon, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Nisi, good morning. Good to see you. Naraki, good morning. Beautiful. Good to see you in the room. And folks that are listening over on Instagram and also Twitter, welcome to the Java Cafe. And so without further ado, I would like to introduce Tamika Jackson to you. She is the founder and CEO of the Beautiful Way Foundation. Tamika, welcome to the Java Cafe this morning.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. I am fascinated to be here. Thanks so much for you and your team.
Thank you for being here with us. We got to chat a couple of weeks ago, and I was very intrigued with learning about what you do and the equity that you work towards through the foundation. And so before we get started, I would like to allow you the opportunity to greet the audience and say good morning and give us one word that describes how you feel about equity in the space of bio and life sciences. One word.
Okay. One word. Okay. So first, I am Tamika Jackson. I am the executive director and founder of the Beautiful Way Foundation. And one word and how I feel about equity in life sciences, which is pharmaceutical companies and the industry, is elated. Okay, elated. It is time for us, elated, because it's time. It is time for us to show up and show out in this industry, and I am with it.
Now, let me be honest with you all. This is why Tamika's here today, because I met with her staff first, and then they brought her into the room, and I said, oh, so you're going to get that energy today. And for those of you that often come in and cannot stay or whatever, we're going to go ahead and just allow you to see the website for the Beautiful Way .org, the Beautiful Way Foundation. This is where you can go to get the info. And also I will hyperlink this to the comments, in the comments rather. So Tamika, with the passion that you have, I'd love to hear your journey that brought you to this point where you're passionate about, making sure Black and brown and women, and we'll, review your mission of the Beautiful Way Foundation. But tell us a little bit of your journey and how you got to the point that you're doing this work.
Well, you know how you have a story and you say, well, why me? And so the question became for me, why not? I was a 16-year-old pregnant teenage mom, single mom, who was afraid because I was smart at what I did. I had a career path. I had already mapped it out. I wanted to be in the industry that made the most money. I wanted to be the person who was signing the checks and not in front of the camera, if that makes sense. And I got pregnant at 16 years old. And I remember this day as if it happened yesterday. My dad said, okay, Tamika, you know what? You're 16, you're pregnant. So guess what? You're Black. You're a woman. So strike one, you're Black. Strike two, you're a woman. And strike three, you are now a mother. So Tamika, you are out. And I don't think he meant that to hurt me. I think he was telling us his truth and what he'd seen and how he felt like I had made some decisions that was going to change my trajectory. So when I talk about the fact that Black and brown people have some things that have been stacked against us from the very beginning, and yet we're still fighting because of our tenacity and our endurance. This is why I founded The Beautiful Way, because I am here. I have been in the industry, life sciences industry, have my own consulting firm for over 20 years. And yes, I was 16, a pregnant mom. Yes, I was on welfare. Yes, I had to forego some of the college that I planned to do because I wanted to be this girl with the big dreams and have everything, but I'm that statistic that you read about. And so I'm here in Boston with the Beautiful Way Foundation because I made it. Okay. I was able to reach in and let those words that pierced my heart for so many years, my dad told me, actually drive me to sit with millionaires and billionaires in the life sciences industry and be able to make a mark and a network that now is the time where we need to understand what is this industry, why this shit this matter to me, Tamika. Many of you may have never even thought very much about life sciences, but today I'm going to help you understand why not only life sciences you should want to know about, but also clinical trials and why it's important to you in our community. So that is my story.
Y'all see why? She's here. It is definitely the work, but you can definitely sense the passion that exudes out of you to ensure that there is equity in this space in life sciences, pharmaceutical. And one of the things that resonated when we met was the fact that you talk about the importance of clinical trials, having Black and brown PIs, investigators that are a part of it. And so thank you, one, for naming your own personal challenges and struggles and being real about your experience. And so many, this is, and I have to name that one of the reasons we asked you to come, because this is women owned business month. Though this has a nonprofit impact in it, in getting awareness and information out there, this is a for-profit entity. No, it's a foundation. It's nonprofit.
It's a foundation. This is a nonprofit entity, but I also have a for-profit entity,
which is that's the successful strategies for life sciences.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that as well.
So for me, one of the things that I started in the industry, and for those of you who are not aware of, and every time you take a prescription drug, it has got to go through the process of the FDA to be approved and marketed so that we can make sure it's safe and effective. And so my organization helps organizations that formulate these drugs to get those therapeutics on the market to get approved by the FDA. So that's how I started in the industry. But one of the things that I noticed is that as I was coming up in the industry over 20 something years ago, I could walk in a room of 10,000 and count about how many Black people was on two hands. Okay. So that was how few of us that was represented. And I always felt the pull to kind of figure out why are there not more of us? And so I kept that in the back of my head. And as the years went on, I realized something. So if there are not enough people who work in the industry, then what about the people who are in the industry currently in clinical trials? What do those numbers look like? And what I realized is that those numbers are abysmal. In 2024, there is. And so my job is I'm about everything Black and brown, everything I do. So in my for-profit business, I have coalesced organizations in life sciences that are represented by underrepresented folks, diverse folks, where we come together and pool our resources to support all of the clients that we have with anything that they need. So I make sure we are represented in my for-profit business. I am about Black principal investigators. I want to make sure we have Black and brown people at the board of directors. I want to be able to see them in the C-suite teams of these multi-billion-dollar companies. My goal is to take Black and brown wherever I can find a place for us in life sciences. And so in my for-profit and nonprofit, that is my goal. And that is my passion. And that's why I'm here today.
I almost got caught because I'm about to tweet a couple of doctors and research folks over on Twitter and be like, y'all need to hop on and watch this now. And so, thank you for talking about the work that you do from the for-profit space and also the nonprofit, because the for-profit funds, the nonprofit work. You named your own personal challenges. Can you name also in your work, you talked a little bit about the underrepresentation, but what are some of the challenges that may come with going into this space, and be very real, if you don't mind, about them, because we had Nicole Obi on, who we're going to make that introduction.
Okay.
And we had Naisha Deed on this week. Nicole talked about being an entrepreneur. We talked a little bit about the mental health of it. Right. Naisha and I talked about, the accounting and and you got it on the for-profit side.
Right.
And you got it on a nonprofit side. So there are nuances that come with being an entrepreneur. Yes,
absolutely.
You are. But what are some of the challenges and nuances that come for Black women going into life in biosciences? And then also share with us, how did you champion those challenges?
So for me, as an entrepreneur, one of the things that happens is naturally, first of all, your mindset has to be an independent representative of who you are. You are your own brand. And I started as temping for an organization who was making buku bucks off of me, and they were paying me maybe $30 an hour.
Wait, did you say buku?
Buku, that's what I said. Yes, they were making some money off of me. And my mindset is, listen, I am the one who's doing the work. I am the one who is meeting the project deliverables or whatever the contract said that I must do, I must produce. And the company that is making the money off of me is not involved in this process. So to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to look at yourself as an independent person. And as a woman, I said, if I'm making 30 and they're making 30 or more, then let me cut them out and go directly to my clients. And so you have to take the chances that are in front of you. You can't be scared, because you are going to mess up. And women, Black women specifically, we don't want to be wrong. We don't want to mess up. And you have to know, girl, listen, I'm going to mess up. I know I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure this out. The problem is not messing up. That's going to happen. The problem is what happens after you mess up. So for me, I wanted to be that person that was able to learn from my mistakes and keep going. But because I'm a woman, specifically a Black woman, there's specific nuances, how I communicate. You see my head right here? Yeah, like I do that, and I'm very dramatic and coming across. And, I might have because Black women can't hide what we think. Okay. So when someone says something really silly or really like bothersome, you could see it all over our face. So what we have to recognize is that there is a game that is being played. Okay. And we have to decide, are we going to be a part of that game? Now, if you're not going to be a part of the game, then you're going to you're going to miss out, because there is a game. Like it or not, we're playing it. So you're going to have to decide as a Black woman how you want to come across. I don't have to be a man to be successful. I don't have to pretend to be a man to be successful. I think that me as a woman, my appeal is being in my femininity and being able to convey and express myself in a way that's effective to my audience. So be able to change when you see things that you are doing or saying does not work. Another thing I would say, when some of the challenges that we face, is that we don't know how to coalesce together and help each other. And so for me, I think it's important to ensure that you find your girlfriends, find your people. It doesn't have to be Black people or brown people. Any woman that wants to succeed and wants to truly see you succeed, then let's team up and let's do this together. Okay, let's critique each other. Let's bounce ideas off of each other. Here's what I'm charging. What do you think? What are you seeing out in the industry? Oh, am I going for too little? Because Black women tend to negotiate too little. They don't negotiate at all, or when they do negotiate, they give in very early. So I always tell people, stop letting people tell you how much you're worth, and you decide how much you're worth. So when you hear what the man is making, you're not bothered, because of the fact that you've already said, this is how much I'm worth. And so I'm getting what I want. So he's getting what he wants. So what? And if you want more, then ask for more, get more, or go somewhere else that you're going to get what you feel like you deserve. So those are some of the challenges.
I'm still in the background texting a whole bunch of Black women. I'm paying attention, but I'm like, and they could go, people go back and watch, but there's something about the energy, that's here right now with us. And so, I'm tired. Because I appreciate the fact that you bring this energy into this space. Let me ask a very a simple question, but I think it needs to be just blatantly said and reiterated. What are the benefits for the Black and Brown community when it comes to the impact of the work you're doing? And if you don't mind, touch clinical trials from you kind of already talked about the primary investigator and how
Right.
having us in the room at the helm informs. But when we do that, let's say that's perfect.
Right.
Rightfully so, there's a part of us that because of what they've done,
right,
we don't readily go into a lot of medical spaces outside of if it's life or unless it's life or death. And that's
Right.
real. I don't say medical mistrust no more because
Absolutely.
that puts that ownership on the patient. What are the benefits that come from the work you do in reference to, as I said, if everything was perfect, talk to the importance of us participating and giving ear to clinical trials and the benefits thereof.
Okay, so what I would say is when you think about clinical trials, you're talking about medications that are being tested on people to ensure two things. They are safe and they are effective. Now, what we have noticed throughout the years is who are benefiting from clinical trials most. That is white males, okay? Now, let's say who is dying the quickest, that are Black and brown people, right? So we have to understand that when you get exclusive access to something, that because they're testing it on you, you are able to get access to some of the best healthcare during that period. Now, one of the things that I think people don't think about is how are we able to determine what medications work for us? You know what we do? We listen to our doctors. Right? So you're going to your doctor and you're telling your doctor, I have problems with my heart. And your doctor is saying, well, this is the medication I want you on, and this is what you should do, and this is how you should do it. Where is our ownership in that? We are literally placing our lives in our medical doctor's hands. To me, that is, so that doctor, in order to be effective, in order to get you the right transformative health solutions, he has to know every medication out there. He has to know every clinical trial out there. He has to be able to know how it affects you. He has to have not only you as a patient, but all of his other patients. He has to keep it all in his mind. So when he's talking to you, he can help you. That is literally playing Russian roulette with your life. Okay, because here's why you should care. This is what you get when you start to educate yourself on the benefit of clinical trials. There are actual medications that are being tested and actually work to treat what you are going through. Not every case medication work as well as we would like them to, but at least we know, because right now, if you are taking a prescribed medication by your doctor today in your medicine cabinet, sweetie, you are the clinical trial. Okay, we don't have, yes, I said it, I went there. We don't have the data for Black and brown people. We don't have the data to tell us how these medications affect us. So when we take medications, it is just not enough for us to wait until it's prescribed. Who's participating? Okay, we're talking about transformative health solutions. Why do you think they're living longer than us? Why? So that's my answer.
Okay. First of all, the statement you just made around the fact that you said you are the clinical trial.
Absolutely.
Unknowingly.
And guess what? It's so bad that we don't even know we are the clinical trial. So say, for example, you're taking your heart medication or your diabetes medication and you get a headache. Who's calling the doctor and saying, you know what? I've been taking this medication and I'm starting to get a headache. Or who's calling the pharmacist? Who's reporting this information back?
AKA side effects.
Exactly.
And so let's in a layman's term, because we move in this space, and I mean, I'm not the expert that you are, what you meant by that you are the clinical trial right now when it comes to Black and brown people. The reason how clinical trials work is you get as much of a diverse DNA, human, ethnic, racial, data sets as possible. In the trial period, you want every makeup of mixed and da 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 da.
Right.
So you know the potential side effects, the headaches to which you referred.
Right.
Because of what the medical industry has done, and because I can't think of the term I used to use instead of saying mistrust, but because of our need to trust
Right.
the medical industry, we don't readily participate. Therefore, it may get released, but there's not enough of a data set of the impact on the unique DNA of Black and brown across the diaspora folks.
Right.
And so this is why, Tamika, I thought it was important to just stay here for a few minutes. And Jesus, Lord, you made it plainer than I anticipated. You said you are the clinical trial.
Yeah,
so it
we
behooves us to go into it intentionally, because a lot of times you find out that you're the clinical trial from the headache.
From the headache.
Had we participated in the clinical trial to which you referred,
right?
Had we participated in the proactive, intentional clinical trial, something could have been retweaked in that medicine that takes into consideration the data set of the Black people that get headache from that medicine.
There you go, Jimmy. You hit it on the head, because the problem is that the data. So I think what people need to understand is what's important to pharma. Pharma is not trying to exclude us from clinical trials, but what is important is the data, which is the science, and the bottom line. And so if we're not represented in the data, they recruit for clinical trials, right? We are looking to our doctors to tell us about it, and in the areas that they're recruiting in, we may not even live in or know about. And so we're just missed. It's just a situation where we've been missed, in this process. But if you stand up for your health, if you decide that I am going to pay attention from this point on, I have to leave my family a legacy of health. What does that mean, Tamika? That means that it's time for me to put my health as a priority for my family, because I am teaching my children right now, today, on how important it's going to be to ensure that we instill some of these things in them so that they can then continue to do that. So we're leaving a legacy of health. We're owning our health. We're taking control of our information, and we're showing up. We need to know what is a clinical trial. We need to understand, where can I find this information? We need to ask our doctors, break this down to me like I'm 5 years old. We have to make sure that we are no longer just taking anyone's word for what matters to us most, because what we know how to do is we know how to get the bag. That's what we know how to do, okay? But what we need to do in order to be able to get the bag is be healthy, because nothing else matters if we are not healthy, okay? So
reap the benefits of all the marching, all the protests, all the tweets, all the voting, all of the emails and things that we do. We have to be here to reap the benefits, and also to ensure, as you mentioned, legacy for the next generation.
Absolutely.
One of the greatest things to kind of close out this part around clinical trials is the greatest example of the downfall or the harm that was done during COVID, because we did not have enough Black and brown data sets. And then a lot of Black and brown people became the clinical trial when they got the vaccination and found out that there were side effects, adverse effects for their particular DNA makeup. And so if you need to make it plain, some of the side effects and things that happened during the vaccination, that's a sign and an indicator for why, when those trials go, now let's own industry doesn't get enough information out, and we're going to go into the work that you do in a second. But for all the work that Tamika does, it is important, when you do become aware, to consider. It is a trial. Let's be real. As Dr. Alabre said in our old Your Healthy Java partnership, the benefits outweigh the risk.
That's right.
That cures your cancer, but you got an elevated high blood pressure for 6 months, and they monitor that. Benefits.
That's right.
Outweigh the risk. And
you cannot dispute the data is what is most important in this process. And you have to understand that I'm not advocating for people to take medication. Let's be clear on what I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm saying that if you have a disease or an ailment, and you choose to allow yourself to take medication, if you want to take medication, then this is important to you. This is who I'm talking to. I am not trying to say all medication is good medication. I'm not trying to say we all need to be on medication. But for those of us who know we have to be on some medication, or who've decided that they want to take this route, then why not ensure that it works on you? I'll give you an example. One of the things that I have talked to scientists about is, why aren't we representing the LGBTQIA plus community in making sure that they are a part of the clinical trial process, that we're talking directly to their community? And to be fair, the scientists, they look at the data and they're saying that if you're a man or a woman, if you are Black or brown, then that, to me, that's enough information for me to decide how this medication is going to affect you. But because of the culture, because of the environmental pieces that are missing, this group is unique, and it needs to know how these medications will affect them with the added things that are unique to their environment.
Can we add, just for clarity's sake, while I have you, let's name just a couple of things for the purpose of why you said that. Some people may be undetectable, which means they're HIV positive, but they got to a point to where the virus is not active in their system and it can't be transmitted. PrEP is the other person is always a good help. We're not going to go too far in sex ed. But there are different, if they're taking PrEP.
Yes.
You got to take that into, and then, heterosexual folks take PrEP too. Right. But what I'm saying is it's interesting that I felt obligated to sit down and break down the reason why. Right. It just needs to be equity. Sorry, go ahead. No.
I think that the point is we need to understand for each group how the medication affects us. There are environmental aspects that we need to have considered, because we're a different group. Our genetics are different. So in our ethnic groups. And so we need to understand some medications that may work for white people may not work for Black people. And it's okay. I think the industry understands that, and they're making a point in 2024 and probably the last 4 or 5 years to kind of bring this to the forefront. But you know what? I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of going to the industry conferences and saying the shoulda, woulda, couldas and what we could have done. I need to see the numbers go up. Okay. I need to make sure that what we're putting in place is actually working. And if it's not working, what's our plan B? I want to be able to make sure that people in our community, specifically in the Boston community, because I'm here in Boston, I believe this was a divine appointment for me to come to Boston, because I lived in California for the last 20 something years, had no desire to come to Boston. It's a beautiful city. Love it, but I was not planning to move here. And about 2 years ago, I just got a heart for Boston. And when I got here, I am so glad I came. There are movers and shakers and change makers in Boston, in your community. I'm looking at Dorchester and Roxbury. I want to be able to get into those communities and talk to our people, understand what their needs are, and not just from a clinical trials perspective. What makes you not take your health seriously? What makes you say, I'm going to trust my doctor instead of trust my gut? What is it that makes you, if I told you about a clinical trial, is it not close enough? Are you financially able to take off work? Are you working an hourly job? What are the things that is what we call barriers that prevent you from participating, that we can help eliminate those barriers? That is what the beautiful way is. That's what we do. And so I am looking to talk to folks in the community. That's why I love Java with Jimmy. He has access to the community, honey. And I am so excited about that. I am looking to talk to doctors and lawyers and politicians. I want to be able to hear, in this community, my heart is for this community. Help me to get the people what they need, and help me to make the case why life sciences should pay for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, on November 5th, make sure under your consideration for Life Sciences Equity Agency of the United States, please vote for the Beautiful Way Foundation.
Thank you.
It is just, it's undeniable that, one, you know what you're talking about. Two, it's a passion place. And I appreciate your dad. Because I think that foundation that he set, and you understood his motive, right? It gave you the fire and the rigor
Right. And it took years to forgive him because it was a harsh thing to hear. It
Yes,
was
ma'am.
a harsh thing to hear, but it was necessary. I always say that everything happens for a reason. Nothing is happenstance. And so when my dad said that, he loved me. He wasn't trying to hurt me, but he was hurt. His baby girl, I was the youngest of 9. So his baby girl was pregnant. And so he wanted me to understand how serious that was. And yes, I did have to make some different life choices because I had a little one. But let me tell you what that did for me. When I got pregnant at 16, my life was no longer about Tamika. Tamika Simone is my middle name, Tamika. And let me tell you what happened. My son became my first priority at 16. So it changed me, it matured me, it grew me to the lady I am today. And so I'm saying to all young women who are out there, who may be moms right now at 16, 17 years old or younger, that there's still hope for you. You don't give up. Your life is just beginning. Now you just have your responsibilities a little earlier than some, but you can make it. You can do it. And that's why the beautiful way is here, because we want to bring light in dark places. Okay. We want to share hope and help people understand that don't give up, don't give in, just keep going. You will get what you're supposed to get if you don't give up on you. And that's what we want to do at the beautiful way.
Okay. Thank everyone for joining us today. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Tamika, Jesus Lord. I listen. I want to make sure that folks know where they can reach you.
Yes.
Tashad, we got some hooking up to do with her, like Dr. Kizzy and a couple of other folks. Tashad and I are members of an organization called Boston While Black. I tagged Sheena.
Yes.
I think you need to meet, with
Yes.
Sheena and with her or her team and check in, because this is Ross Marshall from Bioversity.
I know Ross. Shout out to Ross.
Ross, and definitely you're already connected. Shout out to Tatiana and everybody over
at Portal Tatiana at Portal Innovations.
John and Kevin, thank you all for the partnership there. But Tamika, I want to make sure that folks know where they can go sign up for your newsletter on the Beautiful Way Foundation website. And it is actually hyperlinked in the comments, but that is the website right there for those of you that do the screenshots. But the actual hyperlink is in the comments. And so right after this show, you can go and hyperlink and check out the website and sign up for the newsletter and find out what the Beautiful Way is doing. Some of the audience is saying, I love her energy. There was a question I saw, I think just off the top of their head, rather. I think Miss Teresa was asking just for a general amount. How much do clinical trials impact the disparity of how much do the paid clinical trials impact the disparity of those chosen to participate? And so you did talk about transportation and the barriers, but off the top of your head, just if someone's thinking about it, generally, what does the compensation look like for a clinical trial? I know it depends on time.
It depends on the trial. It depends on how the sponsor. It depends on the group that put the requirements together. So it just depends. But what I will say is that we are told that we don't want to be coerced into taking clinical trials. So the amounts can be very low. Well, that's why the Beautiful Way is important, because we don't have a mandate to be a profitable company. And so one of the reasons why I encourage companies that are running clinical trials, that are sponsoring clinical trials, to contact us at info@beautifulway.org, because we want to partner with you to be able to come up with some financial disbursements that are going to meet the criteria and be able to supply the underrepresented and the underserved communities with the support, the financial support that they need. So it just depends. I want to encourage people, because when you say you don't want to coerce me to join your clinical trial, I get it. But let me tell you something. I'm giving you my body. Okay. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know if I'm going to live through this. Not to say that I don't want to scare people, but you know that there are certain drugs that could be a side effect. And so we need to know that we are going to have some type of compensation.
It's not coercion. It's compensation.
Right. It's not coercion. It literally is compensation for the time that we miss from our jobs, the time that we, if we are going to be sick, we just need to be able to know that our bills are going to continue to get paid, that we are able to be adequately taken care of as we are donating our bodies to science. That to me has nothing to do with coercion. So we are getting creative at the Beautiful Way, and we are working with the industry to come up with some creative solutions. So what I would say to you guys is, here's what I want you to do. Visit our website at beautifulway.org. If you are interested, we have an event coming up, guys, right here in Boston, right at Boston South Line, November 20th. I want to see you. I want to meet everyone who cares about this issue, because we are bringing together the industry of life sciences and the community. So they want to hear from you. This is your opportunity to network with industry leaders. November 20th, 2024 at Southline, come out and share and visit us. We have our information about the event online. If you are interested in becoming a member to hear what we're doing, reach out to us at info@beautifulway.org. I'm looking for partners, because the Beautiful Way is creating an ecosystem. And what does that mean, Tamika? We are partnering with the organizations in the community and life sciences who offer solutions to the barriers that the underrepresented and the underserved face. So we want to have more partners in our ecosystem, because when we are working with these companies who are sponsoring the clinical trials, we want to be able to say, here is what we have built in Boston. And I do know Boston While Black, and I love that industry. I love that group, that nonprofit organization, because they have hit something at the heart of Boston. They figured out that we need to coalesce and get together and help each other.
It definitely. And yeah. My brain is all over the place now, because I'm like, okay, she needs to connect with this one. She needs to connect with that one. Monica, to your point, this is, and I would love to connect you.
Okay, Monica. All right.
This is the area, Monica, in which that she desires to do a lot of work. And I also wanted to mention what Charlotte mentioned, and she does health fairs and stuff at Greater Love Tabernacle Church.
Yes.
And with any clinical trial, you always have the option to withdraw.
Absolutely.
And so that's something to always keep in mind. Thank you, Charlotte, for that. And so Tamika, I'm encouraged by the fact that, 5-10 years from now, we are going to look back at particular industries, and this one isn't going to miss us.
No.
Other industries, other movements we've missed. But with the potential of having leadership that aligns with our values,
yes,
I'll just frame it like that.
Yes,
at every aspect of government, and in philanthropic and different areas, things are going to change. But I see you as being a huge part of that when it comes to the bio and life sciences and pharmaceutical space and clinical trials, to hold these entities accountable with the army behind you. All right, y'all say y'all don't got nobody. I got a whole group of people here y'all can reach out to. They know what clinical trials are. Be prepared. They're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions, but don't tell me that you can't get the data set. Or we can get you the data set.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. I so thank you guys for having me on. I had so much fun this morning. And I want you guys to know that I am here for questions. If you guys want to understand more about clinical trials, how you can get involved, where do you start? Contact us at info@beautifulway.org. We are willing to help. We want to see you out at our event. Do not come to our event, honey. We are looking for our community. Show up and support a chick, okay? Show up and let these people know that you're serious about your health. And you are not taking anything we're showing up together, and I am the liaison. I'm going to make sure that, I am a part of both communities, the life sciences industry, as well as the Black community. So I want to see both parts succeed, and I want to help to do that. So please join us at our event. I love you guys. There's nothing you can do about it. I love you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Now, see, you done got me to a point where I'm calling you Miss Tamika. So that just says, what you exude, that kind of auntie, like.
Yeah, you told me I had the auntie vibe. I ain't mad at you. Listen. I'm not mad at you, Jimmy.
Listen, I appreciate this, and I hope that people, we're in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, along with, Women's Women-Owned Business Month, and so it is so important. I seen my aunt pop on one of the platforms, and I don't know if Auntie Connie, you did a clinical trial, but the point of information out of this platform and a health fair. Don't forget, we may. I got to get you the date. I need y'all to come have a table.
Absolutely.
Health fair. Absolutely. And then that day you're going to meet Johnson and Johnson and Bear. And so we'll
we'll talk.
What we do here is liaise.
That's right.
And get some things done and be that bridge. And so folks, don't forget, for all things Beautiful Way, you can go to the website. If you have specific questions about clinical trials or want to talk to someone on Tamika's staff, if you have questions about clinical trials or their work, maybe you want to volunteer at the November 20th event. Keep in mind that the event is on November 20th at Southline, which is the old Glow building over on 135 Morrissey Boulevard. You can either email them for questions. The thing I would suggest you do if you want to go to the event, go to the Beautiful Way or beautifulway.org and look for the event and register and go out and be a part of that event. And so, Tamika, thank you. We are definitely going to be in touch. I got some emails and things to send. And I really appreciate your energy. I appreciate your experience. And I appreciate what exudes out of you as a spirit of excellence to ensure.
There you go. That is actually my motto. I can't believe you said that. That is actually how I live.
No, start, because we both people of faith, and we got a whole mother's board and stuff up in here. Out of the mouth of what? Out of the mouth of what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Jimmy. And I just love your audience, and have me back again whenever you want. We can talk. We can chat it up.
Yeah, we're going to be in touch. We're definitely going to be in touch. And so, Tamika, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be in touch.
Okay. Take care.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Listen, folks, if you weren't excited about the topic before she started talking, almost cussed. This is our goal. This is why we keep doing what we're doing, coming up on 5 years. Don't forget to save the date of March 22nd, 2025 for celebrating 5 years of Java, the Java Gala, Red Cup Awards, and Sneaker Ball. But this is why we do what we do. And so we don't know who listened to this today and is going to be open to a clinical trial. We don't know who listened to this today or what auntie is going to sit their nephew down and say, listen to this. I heard you say you wanted to be a researcher the other day. This is what you need to get ready. And you just never know. All right. Today is Thursday, which is my Friday. And so I'm going to get ready to get off of here, everyone, but just wanted to remind you of a few things coming up next week. One of the major things that I need you all to keep in mind is that along with Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we had the Ellie Fund on to talk about that, along with Women-Owned Business Month, we've had a few women-owned business representatives on this this month rather. It is also Domestic Violence and Intimate Partner Violence Awareness Month. And in that, this Sunday evening at 7 p.m., I am partnering with Brother DL, who's been a guest here and has done, he did back in the day, if y'all remember, he did that COVID track that we used to use for a commercial. He did a movie called Cry for Me, and I'm going to actually bring it up now just so you can see a clip. We are going to screen this movie on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. And so I just want to give you a little clip so you can see. And I'm going to tell y'all now, I seen the movie and Brother DL plays a role, and I'm showing y'all a clip. So I don't know what part this is, but when I tell you, and I've known DL since he was 13, 14, good brother. But I wanted to fight him after that movie for what he did to Leah. Talks about his acting, but talks about also the aesthetics and this movie here. And so I want to give you just a little bit of this, and we're going to premiere the whole movie on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Shakira from Shakira's Story is going to be there. And we have a myriad of community partners, and we will mention them and thank them. I'm not going to start naming any now because I'll miss a couple. But that is taking place on Sunday at 7 p.m. After the movie, which I'm going to show you a clip in a minute. We're going to have a conversation about domestic and intimate partner violence, as well as we are going to definitely be sure to share resources. This is, again, Domestic Violence and Intimate Partner Violence Awareness Month. And I also, just while saying that, wanted to name Miss Teresa in here and say the name Deja Minor, who was taken from us some years ago. And so just keep that family and all that are dealing with this uplifted in your prayers. Let's watch this clip real quick, and we'll be back with you in just a second.
Please.
No.
Babe, open the door.
No.
I need to use the bathroom.
You need to go downstairs.
Can't make it, please.
No.
Just open it. Like, I'm not gonna fucking piss on myself, Lee. Open the door.
Go to the bathroom downstairs. You're not getting in here.
Open the fuck. I think I'm fucking.
Go away, or I'm calling the cops.
Open the door, Leah.
No.
Fucking stupid. Open the door.
Y'all see why I didn't like DL? That's just a snippet. In all seriousness, we're going to watch the movie together Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Please plan to join us on Sunday evening at 7. And it is, this is not a disclaimer. Parental guidance is advised. And you heard some of the language there just to bring forth the real experience and to be fully transparent. I've witnessed domestic violence and seen it. So yeah, it's real. So that's going to take place on Monday at 7 p.m. And then buenos dias. Hola. Also, I was about to start thinking some food because I only know a few words. Se habla español un muy poquito. But we are going down to In the Cut Barbershop in Nubian Square this coming Monday at 10 a.m. We are going to sit with Pam Lanes, who is the owner and also just a great community representative. And somewhere, I can tell y'all now, she is somewhere in these, there she go. She's somewhere in these comments. She is an active member of the Java family. She is a woman-owned business owner. She's a business owner who's a woman and Latina and just has a powerful story. And so we're going to get to hear from her on Monday, live from In the Cut Barbershop. I'm so excited to have her with us. And also continuing Women-Owned Business Month, we are speaking with two women. Actually, I know, oh crap. I only thought I knew Sandy. And so Sandy and Wendy are coming into the Java Cafe. They have handled communications and event logistics and huge major campaigns for some world-renowned folks, but they do a lot of work right here in Boston and in Massachusetts. I've sat with Sandy a few times. She's been an advisor and has made some connections here and there. And so Sandy and Wendy are coming in as women-owned business owners. They're coming in on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, you're going to get a shot of Java. And on Thursday, on Wednesday, you're going to chat with Dr. Frenny Polanco Walters, who is from ABCD. We are in partnership with them around cuffing season, and they are coming in to talk about the correlation between cervical cancer. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but with our partnership around sexually transmitted diseases and HIV and unwanted pregnancy, we're going to talk about cervical cancer, which is a type of cancer that is often at the end worst result of having HPV, having unaddressed STIs. And so I'm not a clinician, was a family planner, all but taking the test. I never went back and took the test. And this is going back about 15, 20 years. So I know things, 20 plus years. But we're going to have that conversation with them on Wednesday morning. And it's Thursday, a week from today, that you will be back with a shot of Java. So thank you all for joining us all week. I want to appreciate my guests that came with us this week. We started off with Nicole Olby earlier this week on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we got to talk with Naisha Deed. Yesterday, we had a chat together, and today we closed out with Tamika. And so we are continuing to do our best to bring you information and awareness of resources and services, our Black stories. I know I need to give you all an update on Black Java. I have a meeting Monday about space and things like that. So February, March, look, because I just don't do a lot of planning in the winter because weather be acting up, and I'm not doing a bunch of planning, and we got to cancel. Y'all don't come out because it's snowing or it's 30 below zero. So anyway, a lot of changes are coming. And we just thank you for being with us for almost 5 years, y'all. March 24th, formally, of 25 will be 5 years. So yeah, I'm going to leave that alone because it is too far away from March to start being all emotional now. Don't forget, starting tomorrow, registration, I believe, is still open. There are 12 panel discussions, workshops, electric vehicle test drive, and more. And the queen herself, Pinky Cole Hayes, is coming to Boston on Saturday, October 26th. And so she's going to be the keynote speaker on Saturday. I've been trying, Pinky and I shared a couple of conversations a couple of years ago. She busted me out on a date and made me turn red. And ever since then, I've been trying to connect with her team to bring her in and just talk about the great work that she's doing. She builds businesses during a live. She'll share a business information and their income will go up in 3 days to like $65,000. That woman is powerful. And so she's going to be at the Mass Black Expo this weekend. Don't forget, registration, I believe, is still open. Pinky's going to be there on Saturday, along with other workshops as well. And Nicole will be there. So if you heard what she said this week and want to meet her and go say, oh, my phone died, and want to go say hi quickly, yeah, I'll hook it up right now. So by the time I get off the show, I got some juice, because when my phone dies, y'all would think one of my appendages is not working. It's bad. It's bad. All right, that's it for me. Check a couple more comments and we're going to get off of here. Sharon, y'all ain't slick. Y'all trying to keep me on till 11. Sharon, you maxed out your points on UCB. So, but she's not being selfish. She wants other people to get 90 minutes today. So I'm not staying on here another 4 minutes. I got to go. Pastor Marion, thank you so much. Yeah, Tashad, hibernation in the winter. Pastor Marion, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tashad. And Miss Teresa says she's 20. All right, cool. Because I do got to hop on at 11:30. So that works. Miss Teresa, that works. All right. That's it for me today. We are, what, Pam, what did I do? We are, oh, yo, Pam, DL, he plays this part. Like, I literally, it took me a few minutes when I watched the film, Pam, to kind of like remember that I was talking to DL and not that character. He played it so well. But you know, it definitely, this is going to be a very interesting show, on Sunday at 7. And so again, you know, parental discretion is advised. I'm also going to start naming now that for anyone that has dealt with this and is healing, or healing is a process, you know, if at any point you're watching on Sunday night, turn it off. If it's a reminder, but, we will also, at a point during the conversation, we are going to share a survey, and we are also going to, and I didn't tell DL about this, but at some point during the show, we're going to open up the comments and ask people to name the names of those that are no longer with us due to domestic and intimate partner violence. And so Pam will mention it to DL. And Ma, to answer your question, it's a show. We will not be in person. Pam's show is going to be a live show at the shop. We're not dealing with no guests. I didn't even ask Pam. Nope. Deja Jenkins minus, and we want to say that correctly, and that's why it's important. So I mentioned Deja's name earlier, and so I want to say it correctly. Deja Jenkins minus. We supported the family, I believe it was in 2021. And Miss Teresa has been a member of the fam, a supporter. Miss Teresa, thanks to my closet and drawers are kind of getting full. I sat the other day and put all the Java with Jimmy t-shirts for the summer together, folding them up and getting ready to put them away for the summer. I said, oh my God. I pulled the hoodies together to get them out to go in the cleaners, the ones that need to be cleaned so I can have them for the fall and winter. Oh my God. Mugs. And Miss Teresa's on her way by here now to do a drop. Her and my mother, my mother thinks she's slick. I lost my earring. One of my diamonds, I got a pair of diamonds and one fell out last night when I got up and it's somewhere in that room and it was like 3:00 in the morning. But anyway, my mother told Miss Teresa, I lost one of my earrings at the UCB event on Saturday. Here comes Miss Teresa with a picture. Oh, we got the earrings. I said, well, it was the JJ. Those are cool. Just said, it was the JJ. And here she come with another picture with a pair of JJ earrings. Miss Teresa, we appreciate you. If you all need any branding done, mugs, t-shirts, keychains, bookmarks, straws, I have Java with Jimmy custom microfiber eyeglass cloths. I have a custom Java with Jimmy eyeglass case. I have a book bag. I have keychains. I have lapel pins. I have lights. Appreciate you, Miss Teresa. Oh, y'all think y'all during it share y'all think y'all slick. It's 11:01. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, there's a group of folks that there's a group of folks in here that are associated with the program whose UC Talks I emceed on Saturday. And so basically they give out gift cards for time that you participate in community events. Watching Java with Jimmy is one of those that meet that criteria. And so there are days I'll come on here and do 20 minutes and they're like, half an hour. And what it is, once you cross 31 minutes, they get an hour. Once you cross 61 minutes, they get 90 minutes. And I'm so mad. I'm so mad that y'all are slick between Miss Teresa and me running my mouth about whatever I was running my mouth about, or when Pam said D up, y'all ain't right. Y'all are not right. I love y'all and appreciate y'all. Miss Teresa, whatever. I already went down the darn list. Y'all are not slick. Yes, my MZM, they can get their gift cards. Ma said, don't be whatever, y'all. I ain't messing with y'all. This what all right, I'm getting off of here. I got to get ready to go run out and meet Miss Teresa and then get ready for the 11:30 and then 12 and then a 1:30. So, all right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Don't forget tomorrow night for those of you that want to support or are coming. Yes, Mom, we'll pray for y'all. The One Love Sports Academy event is tomorrow. And so we'll be there. We are honored to receive an award on Friday. So, oh God, what am I wearing? I gotta put something in cleaners. All right, I'm getting off of here. Have a great day, everybody. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Don't forget to plan to join us for a very important conversation and screening of Cry for Me. Again, thank all of you for being here. Please come back. on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. And we appreciate you. Thank you.